Coach, what is Laraven's status?
Day to day. Yeah, we'll get him out there today and see how he feels. He looked to be moving around fairly well this morning in the training room, but we won't know till we get him out on the field.
Coach, as a former quarterback, what kind of challenge is it when you lose people up front to develop that chemistry? Perhaps guys that haven't played a lot this year to keep the offense going?
Yeah, as you know, Laraven's one of the better tackles in the country, so I didn't think up front we handled that very well. When he went out, we moved some guys, slid some guys around, and we just didn't step up like we needed to. And so we'll address that this week, and whether he can go or not, we'll try to get that fixed.
How different is your message this week to your team as opposed to last week, or is it some of the same things or something different?
I just think we can learn a lot from last week, and particularly offensively, how we didn't show up, how we didn't play hard, how we didn't play the way we needed to play to get that win. So they'll be highly motivated this week, going into a great environment at OU and a great team. So we'll have them ready to go this week.
Your second half of your season is starting. I know you want to take one game at a time, but you've got these 5 teams left. Can you talk about how you're looking at it, how you want the team to look at it?
Yeah, just, you got 5 guaranteed opportunities. You got to take each one at a time, prepare the best you can prepare, and play your best. And that's why I was so upset last week, because we didn't play our best and we didn't prepare the way we needed to prepare, and that's on me. But we'll be out there today working hard and knowing that you have 5 incredible opportunities and you've got to make the most of them.
So do you know why they didn't prepare very well last week?
I don't, but like I said, as a head coach, that's on me to get them motivated and make sure you play your best, and we didn't get it done.
Did you see any red flags last week that gave you an idea that might happen?
No, I didn't. I just, I thought we practiced fairly well during the week. We just, that day, I just didn't like the vibe during warm-ups, didn't like how we started the game. And once again, defensively, I thought it was fine. I thought they did a good job and won the game for us, but offensively, it just never got it going.
Is it easier to get your team's attention after a performance like that than it was 2 weeks ago after the Iowa State game?
I would hope so. I think they were embarrassed. When you watch the film, there's a lot of embarrassing plays on the offensive side of the ball. Guys getting dominated, guys not playing hard, guys missing assignments, and so they'll be working hard this week to get it corrected.
What do you see when you look at Oklahoma's offense?
Tons of great skill players. Lincoln's done a nice job of adapting to the personnel and putting his spin on things. Good quarterback, 2 good running backs, probably start for anybody in the country. Very skilled wide receivers. Shepard, one of the best route runners in the country. Great offensive line. So they can attack you in a lot of different ways. We have to, defensively try to create some turnovers somehow and hopefully slow them down a little bit.
Does it give you any kind of advantage that you know Baker and his talents?
I don't think so. The little film I've watched on him, he's developed very well. He's playing at a high level, and so there's nothing that I know about him that could help us.
You said he's developed. What kind of developments have you seen out of him since his time here?
No, I just think he's older, more mature, and Lincoln's done a nice job with his scheme, and they're playing very well as an offense.
With Pat and his performance on Saturday, do you think his biggest issue that he was trying to push too much at times, or what did you just kind of see from him after watching the film?
Yeah, I think, receivers were struggling to get open, dropping a lot of balls up front when Laraven went out. Protection was spotty, so he tried to take it upon himself, which is what he does, what you want him to do. But he's got to know, hey, if it's all falling apart around you, you got to still do what you do. But we got to have other guys step up. It was just poor, really, on all sides when it comes to offense.
Did you call that few flipper to generate some spark, or was that just an accident that they showed?
Yeah, we wanted to try and get us going a little bit, but it did not work.
Did you feel at points that just David Beatty's knowledge of your offense played into maybe some of that defensive success?
Not at all, no.
Coach, when you see the vibe like that in the pregame, I'm sure you're kind of thinking, what can I do?
Yeah, I tried my best halftime speech, and it didn't work. So we just have to grow up. You start some young guys at wide out. You start some young guys up front when Laraven goes out that didn't step up. And we'll, like I said, we'll get it addressed this week. And if we play that way this week, it won't be close.
You see the defense step up like they did this Saturday. What does that do for you as a coach?
It was great to see that. They've been working hard. Those guys are playing a lot of snaps. You know, Brandon Jackson, Pete Robertson, guys that have been here a long time. And so to make those plays they did when we had to have them, that was hopefully something we can build off of.
Coach, what does LaRaven bring to you with 45 consecutive starts? Obviously, being team captain, I guess how much of a loss was that, and what can you bring to these April?
Yeah, just lots of confidence. He kind of shores up that entire offensive line. We lean on him a lot. We single him up a lot, and so we can slide the other way, do things of that nature. And it's just a confidence factor for everybody on our offense, quarterback included, running backs, knowing that he's in there and he'll get the job done.
Are you relieved to be back in a week where you don't have to reach for motivation? I mean, you got Oklahoma on the road. This is a challenge that's different, but maybe one you like a little bit better.
Yeah, I just think, that's why I was so upset once again was that, you hear about the trap game, all these things, and you work to eliminate that, and I did a poor job of doing that. So this week, our team knows what's ahead of us. It's a great team on the road where they play very well, and we're going to have to play our best to hang in there.
What about from a player's perspective? Do you think those guys would be more fired up playing Baker just because they know him and they get to be more buddies with him?
I'm not sure. They're all buddies. And anytime you play your former teammates, former coaches, you're going to be excited on both sides. So I don't know how much motivation that'll be, but I'm sure they'll all be fired up to go against each other.
Kliff, is that storyline, is the whole Baker Mayfield transferring all that noise, is that too played up? Is that?
For me, yes. That happened 2 years ago, really, 21 months, something like that. So it's two good football teams. I don't want to take away from that, based on that storyline. So I'm excited to watch those two teams go at it.
Lincoln Riley's obviously a guy who coached at Tech not too long ago and has really developed as an offensive coordinator. What have you seen him bring to the OU offense and their spread attack?
Like I said earlier, I think he's just adapted well to his personnel. He did a great job at East Carolina developing that quarterback. He's doing a great job with his quarterback now and finding different ways to get those running backs the ball in space and get those receivers the ball. So he's a smart mind, and they picked it up quick.
Is the defensive line for Oklahoma going to pose any problems for Baker? For Pat?
Yeah, it's a good group. Mike Stoops has always done a tremendous job defensively with his schemes, brings a lot of different looks, and up front, it's as good a group, as we'll face, I think, since Baylor. So we'll have to play a lot better than we did last week.
And LaRaven, you said, is day-to-day.
He's day-to-day.
Has Pat had to respond to a performance like that before, or a film session like he's had, I'm sure?
Yeah, it really is what it is. Everything kind of fell apart, and I was proud that he kept battling. He was banged up pretty good and kept battling, but that's something, it's only his 11-12 start we'll learn from, and still found a way to win. So you got to applaud him for that, but we'll definitely get better this week.
You'll have to keep a count of how many hits or pressures he took on Saturday.
I'm not sure. It was a lot, though. I know that.
That 2-point conversion with LaRaven, what was the thought process behind that?
I just saw something on film that we liked and kind of had an automatic check in there to get it to him.
We'll take one more question.
I think it would surprise people to learn just on the surface that DeAndre Washington has 300 yards more than P. Ryan.
Yeah, I think, he's quietly had a very good year, especially this last week. He was the one guy offensively that stepped up, wanted the ball, and put it on his shoulders and helped us close that thing out. So he just continues to get better and better.